quick check-in, fitness check-in before I end up with my day, and I got bugs flying all over me. This guy right here, there's a snake. There's the first snake on our trail, if you can see it. And I'm literally just gonna leave him alone, give him some space. Sorry you guys, I just saw my first snake of the season. Luckily he was off the trail, so that means I need to keep my eyes open a little bit more diligently now that I've seen them. Last year we had a lot of snakes on the trail, and they like to come out and lay on the middle of the trail when it's like after dark. They just like to lay out there and get the end of the day. And just finishing up my walk, exhausting, terrible workout today, but I got through it, pushed through, and definitely my mindset. Cold plunge, it really helped when I really didn't want to do the last circuit. I just wanted to like give up, but I didn't, so I'm proud of myself for that. I'm gonna finish up my walk, and then possibly when I get home I'll do a quick video. I had a thought on my mind, but I have since forgot it, so hopefully it will come back to mind, and I'll check you later. I'm about to start my first therapy call, and we'll see how it goes. It's about 45 minutes. I'm sure it's gonna be good, but I have to get tapped into myself emotionally. We'll see. So I just got done with therapy. It went really well. I'm really proud of myself. For the first session, I covered a lot. Oh man, I'm really proud of myself. My therapy today, it was a lot. It was so nice because it was things that I really don't talk about. Can't freely say openly. My therapist is really good. We're doing telehealth, so that's like way more convenient for me. I'm just gonna continue on with that, and I'm gonna go for a hike, a relief. I have so much more that I need to talk about and address, and I know that we all have our inner demons. Therapy is so important. I have taken a break from therapy. The last time I did therapy, I really liked my therapist because she focused on, was like a highly sensitive person. And so if you haven't ever heard of that term, check it out online. Really frazzled around being around a lot of people. They get their energy from being by themselves, and around a group of people, you're most likely a highly sensitive person. I'm one of those people who can only take so much of a crowd before I need to go retreat back into my shell, usually drained for a couple days. It felt like I was focusing so much on so much negative stuff, and I didn't feel like I was making progress. I know that there are certain things that I have to address because it's stopping me from accomplishing my goals, stopping me from being a meaningful, healthy relationship with a man, and I kind of like, you can't go around it, you can't go under it, you gotta go through it. What is that? I'm thinking, I'm going back to like my preschool days of, God, what is that song? Oh, we're going on a bear hunt. That's the name of the song. We're going on a bear hunt. That's what popped up in my head. So if you ever taught preschool, you know what that is right there. You can't go under it, you can't go over it, you can't go around it, you gotta go through it, and that is life. Addressing problems, you think you can avoid those issues in your life, but eventually it's going to come back, and it's going to come back with a vengeance. And that is what I have learned, is that the more that I try to avoid situations of confronting experiences that I've been through or feelings that I have about situations and dynamics, the worse off that I feel. I want to feel better about myself. I want to feel better about life. And that's my goal right now, because I want to be a full person. I want to be a full, whole, happy, and healthy person. And that includes every part of your life. That's mind, body, heart, and soul. I know that's what you want to be, because if you didn't want that for your life, you wouldn't be watching me. I'm going to go for my walk, like I mentioned, just to debrief, because it was a lot to talk about. I'm not one to really talk about deep feelings. I have some coworkers, they taught me a lot, because we would just like stop during the workday and we would just be like, you know, I just wanted to just take a moment and just express my feelings about our friendship. It was so funny. Just like these women were in my life that I just felt so strongly about, because they were just so awesome and so supportive and just a lot of fun to be around. And then I would just be like, I just have to just tell you guys how much I appreciate all of you and how hard you all work. And just having those conversations, like, that's so not me. But then I would just like break down and be like, I love you guys are so awesome, and thanks for being so supportive. What's up, guys? Just doing a quick check-in. It is Thursday, and it's so funny because every time I'm like, the day of the week, I have to really think about it. I have good news, and I had my quarterly check-in at work, and so this is a fitness incentive that we have at work. I have the results for today from our Tanita, and so my goal for this quarter, of course, is body fat. So that is my main concern with life, is to make sure that my body fat is at a healthy level. So the last time I weighed in, which was in April, basically my weight has been like this. It's been very stable. It's higher than I would like, but I'm really focused on the body fat portion of my goal. So last weigh in, my body fat was 34.3%, which is still high, but this weigh in that I had today, and which is still high, I have gone down to 32.9%. So I had a huge drop in body fat finally. So if you have been going along with my fitness journey recently, over the past couple of months, my weight and my body fat has trickled. It has been excruciating and it's frustrating to not see any movement anywhere. Of course, I see like muscle. Like for me, like muscle is not a big deal because I have a lot of muscle. But this weigh-in was a huge deal because my body fat dropped significantly. Before it was maybe like 0.1 or 0.2. This time it was like a full percentage, which is awesome. So happy about that. When I weighed in, my weight dropped like a pound, and my body fat range used to be over fat, and now I am at a healthy level, which I'm excited about. And my body water is still up there at 51.4, and my muscle mass, I always score really high in muscle mass. So last time I weighed in April, it was 113.6 pounds for muscle mass. This weigh in, I was at 115.6. And the cool thing about it, I'll tell you where you are on this, on their rating system. And so for the longest time, I was at solidly built. And basically it was just saying that you have extra fat on your body, but you have like muscle mass too. So with this weigh-in, I finally got out of that category, and now I am a physique rating 6 at standard muscular. And so that definitely means that my body fat is actually starting to drop. Do I have a long way to go? Yes, I do. But most of my readings, my visceral fat 7.0. My body water I mentioned was 51.4, so that's all good. I am like this much away from getting back into a body fat level that is considered healthy. And right now, yeah, I'm like right on the line. I'm literally like on the line and almost all in green. So this is what my report, I've been doing this for almost 3 years since I started working here. And yeah, so everything's gone up. Muscle mass has gone up across the board. And I have dropped about another like percentage point in my stomach with fat. So that's a plus, because that's where I really need to lose it. Is my weight is just hanging on to my stomach and like my upper back. It's just bizarre. My boobs are definitely coming down. They're still like ridiculous for my size, but I can definitely see a difference between like how heavy chested I have been over the past like 2 years versus now. So anyways, great news. I feel so proud of myself. I think I really do think what helped was dropping sugar and dairy and all that stuff. I think that was a huge contributing factor for not just this quarter. I think being consistent always is a plus, but I think what gave me the extra edge for actually seeing results was that I changed my diet. So I am really hard pressed to stay on the Whole30 because I like to see results. I haven't seen it at all within like this long fitness journey that I've been on for over 2 years to completely change my health and have a better relationship with food. I mean, I'm only 3 weeks in. I still have another week to go. And I think I'm going to also do another month before my trip to Europe, just so I can get like the maximum healthy results and feel just really good. I think I'm still dealing with sugar withdrawals a little bit. I am completely like up and down with my energy. I feel good, like overall body wise, I feel good. I don't have stomach aches. That was one of my main issues, is I just had like this raw tummy that I just like, I would eat something and my body just wanted to get rid of it. And right now my body is doing better with that. And yeah, overall, really simple. The cool thing that I really like about the Whole30 is that you can go to a grocery store. Like for me, I was in and out of there in like 10 minutes, and I just needed to pick up a couple things just to get me through until I do my big shopping trip this weekend. And it was easy. I just go to the fruit and vegetable section. I'm like, okay, cool. Got, my cucumber that I wanted. I grabbed something. Oh, I needed bananas. So I grabbed bananas. That's kind of been like a staple to eat, and then I was like, okay, I need some cashews. What I'm realizing is I'm having a hard time digesting almonds, and then there's something else, another nut that I'm having a little bit of a hard time digesting. But if I eat cashews, like, I'm all good. So I went and I got cashews, and I started looking at the different types of cashews that they have. And basically, if it didn't say just cashews and then salt, you know, like lightly salted, I didn't buy it. So I actually had a really hard time finding like a really clean cashew, at least at the grocery store I went to. So anyway, so that's really what I did. And then I am going to just grab, you know, lean meat over the weekend. And so anyway, I'm just really excited. I'm looking forward to continuing to see like positive results. And yeah, it makes me feel good because I've just, you know, I've been working really, really hard. And I think the one thing that's really has hurt me is just the whole food situation. I just need to really pay attention to what works for my body, because everyone's body is different. And that's the cool thing about being on a Whole30 is that you figure out what works well for your body. So for me, not eating dairy might be something that I need to consider not doing, even though I love cheese. I love beans, but maybe my body just doesn't want me to have that. Even though I love black beans, my body is evidently telling my stomach that it's having a major issue with it. So I'm going to take a hard look at that, but I think I'm very close. It's day 20. And so I have a few more days before the Whole30 ends for me, but I think I'm going to keep going. It is Saturday evening, and I am just finishing up. I'm like looking at my eyebrows, man. Okay, I need to get it together. Quick Saturday evening update. I literally just like threw something on and headed to church because I'm always late. But anyway, yeah. So exciting news. I went ahead and registered for the Breakthrough to Success weekend. It's happening in October, and I did VIP, and I'm gonna just do it big this year. Totally going to be worth it. I already have my hotel room, and it's going to be in Newport. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I really just can't wait to meet new people who are like on the same vibe as me, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it's going to be intense. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Of course, we'll have some breaks in between. All the work that we do is just super emotional. You know, you have to think a lot about your life, really get focused on your vision. And sometimes it taps into things. They really touch your soul. So just wanted to share that I'm like going that weekend. And I know at work they're gonna be like, well, you're taking a lot of time off this year, which I normally don't do. But I mean, you only turn 40 once, right? So that's my main thing. It's just, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Just gonna really focus on me this year. Do me this year. My health journey. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna squeeze working out in when I'm on vacation and then when I'm at this Sauna. But I'm sure I'll get it in somehow. Super excited about it. A lot going on in my life. It's all positive though, you know, just moving forward, working on projects. And it's not like working on projects. It's like, no, I want projects that have a positive outcome. I'm just really giving it, you know, the old team try. It's gonna be good. So I got a few things on tap to look forward to, which is great. So my next trip I need to plan and figure out where the money's gonna come from in Yellowstone or Yosemite. I think I want to do that this year. I think it'd be like a really good trip. And usually when I do like my birthday trips, I usually go solo, and I just do better. I'm gonna go do some laundry. I made lunch today. So I was buying chicken drumsticks, and I ended up getting chicken wings, which doesn't have a whole lot of meat in it, but I did the best I could. So I had that, and then I had tomatoes, sliced tomatoes with cucumber and avocado, and that was hella good. I amazed myself. So that was kind of like my summer salad. Right, quick costume change. All right, so one thing I forgot to report on is I'm considering getting a tattoo, another tattoo for my 40th. Now, if you didn't know, I do have tattoos. I just hide them. I just put them where they're not noticeable. I'm never gonna get a sleeve. I just need to do something to like commemorate this year. And then I also was like, wow, like I need to commemorate like my first trip. So I'm trying to figure that out. I kind of like looked at different designs. I'm not sure, like, should I do it? Should I get like a tattoo for like Europe, or should I just get like a generic one for my 40th? I have another tattoo that's faith-based that I wanted to get on my left area. I already have my cross on my right, so I wanted one for Mary on this side. So maybe I'll do that. I got my first tattoo when I was like 21, and then my second tattoo, I was working at my other job still, so that must have been at least 10 years ago. So it's been a minute. Oh, maybe I can get some saying. I thought about getting my birth year or like my birthday in numerals somewhere and just commemorating my birth. Then I saw another cool one with the latitude and longitude of where you were born, your birth date. And I thought that'd be kind of cool, you know? So I'm like a Hollywood baby, so it'd be like Hollywood, you know, coordinates, and then my birthday and in Roman numerals. I don't know. If anyone has any ideas, drop it in the comment box. I just wanted something that was really cool, nothing like crazy big. I like small feminine tattoos. Get it done when we're in like Amsterdam. I could. I'm having all these ideas. I'm like, dude, I need to do something. I'm just checking it on Sunday, and I'm leaving cold plunge. The class was great, but I just wanted to come on because I was in the sauna, and there's this gal. She comes every week, at least when I'm there, around the same time, and you know, she has this one friend and they're super gabby, but today it just really bothered me because, you know, she was talking about her friend's, you know, private life inside the sauna for everyone to hear. I mean, everything. And, you know, basically putting her down. It was just very negative. And I ended up getting out of the sauna early just because I couldn't stand to hear anymore. But I'm just like, you know, this friend has no idea that she's talking so much crap behind her back. And I mean, I think everybody who's in a sauna was just kind of like, well, damn, like, what kind of friend are you? I just felt like all of that negative energy, and I tried to put my, you know, imaginary shield of protection on, and I just couldn't do it. I just left because it was just disgusting. And I ended up leaving, going back in a cold plunge, and of course they're there and they're just gabbing away. People just don't realize when you are talking about someone else, like, you're putting that energy out into the world, and it's just not good. I'm just going to say that. It's like, you know, just be mindful of the things that you're saying, in particular, like out in public, especially if you're talking about like family and friends, because I mean, it was bad. She was talking about her relationship and how horrible it was, and, you know, the toxic relationship that they were in. And it was just a lot. And I was like, I felt really uncomfortable because I'm like, this isn't any of my business, but we're in a public place. How could I not hear? One of the things that you can do if you're in that situation, or if you're in an uncomfortable situation, period, where people are spewing a lot of negative talk, or if you have a friend that just likes to gossip a lot, you can literally just tell them, you know what? I am really not comfortable with talking about this friend's problems, especially in public. I just don't think it's appropriate. Maybe this is a conversation we should have when we're not in a public place, or maybe like one-on-one where other people can't hear. Or just like a bystander, you can remove yourself from the situation. This can definitely happen in a lot of settings. It can happen if you have someone in your family who's always just negative, and it just drains your energy. You can limit your time. It's okay to just say, you know what? I don't really want to talk about that, and move on, or you can just limit your time. My tip for today is just protect your energy. If you're in a situation where there's people who are being negative around you, or even speaking negatively, or even just energy, you know, when you're like, you can just kind of feel people's energy where it was just really hateful, would remove myself from that situation. Check in for dating. A couple weeks back, I told you guys, got on a dating app. Just haven't had any luck. Personally, I talked to one guy, not even on the phone. We just sent messages back and forth. It was like really weird. I mean, I really shouldn't have that thought in my head, but I'm just like, this isn't going to work. I can just tell. We exchanged some like emails and stuff. And then he was like, okay, well, you know, I'll chat with you sometime tomorrow, if that's cool. And in my head, I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to hear from you again. And haven't heard from him. And I'm like, and I'm actually like fine with that. The person I want is going to be like honest. For when I would have asked for the phone number already and be like, this is great, but I want your phone number. I want to hear your voice. I want to talk to you. You know, if this guy wasn't interested, like, he should have just been like, okay, you know, thanks, good luck. I was in this women's relationship group during COVID, And we talked about the way that we are treated, especially in dating. You're a person that ghosts guy. You're only attracting that same thing to happen to you. And so it's like, if there's someone that you feel like you know isn't a good fit, like you just tell them. And you just don't disappear. You know, if you're somebody else that you're more interested in, just be like, hey, look, you know what? It was really nice getting to know you. I just don't feel like we're a match. And that be the end of it. And that's fine. A couple of years ago, I don't even know what year this was, but I was talking to this guy. I don't even remember what website. It must have been Match or something. And we ended up going out on a date in Laguna Beach. Well, number one, the guy was late. He was like an hour late. And if you know anything about Laguna Beach, finding a spot by the beach can be really terrible. And so he was really apologetic for that. But for me, I was just kind of like, I was already done before he even showed up, right? So that was an issue. And then, you know, but I was like, okay, I'm going to give this guy a chance, even though he was an hour late and I feel like super disrespected. But I'm like, regardless, if he couldn't find parking, I was like, it was his job to come early and find a parking spot. I found a parking spot. Why couldn't he? So anyway, you know, we were talking for a long time, went on this date, and then it was like he ghosted. And I was like, okay, cool. And of course, like my ego was like, okay, like I should have been the one to ghost you. You should have been that one. So I was just like, okay, cool. Like he didn't call me the next day, whatever. Cool. I'm done with that. I was done like during the date. A couple of years later, but I ended up getting a DM on LinkedIn of all places. And this guy was apologizing for like the way that he acted and how he treated me, and how he should have just like let me know that, you know, it just wasn't a match for him. And he just wrote me this big apology letter. I should probably read it. It was actually pretty good. But I was just like shocked by it. I was just like, oh my God, like I said, I really appreciate it. And I'm like, you know, I said, I agree. I didn't think it was a match. And, you know, I just hope that you find what you're looking for. I always said, I hope you find what you're looking for, because evidently I don't fit into that thing that you're looking for. And I'm looking for something completely different. So that's one of those stories where I was like, okay, like it was nice to get an apology, but I was like, I was so past that. But evidently he felt really bad about that. And I'm like, look, if you're dating and you're talking to someone and either there's somebody that you like better or you're just not interested, just say, hey, like, you know, it was really nice getting to know you, but I think I'm going to, you know, keep dating around, or I don't think we're a match. It's that simple. And that person just will be like, okay, gotcha. You know, have a great day. So that's where I'm at. I'm still on there. I really don't have a lot of hope of finding anyone online. I really don't. I have zero hope, but I'm on there because I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. And I'm just doing that. And one of my friends, she was just telling me, like, you need to make like going online and looking for guys, like just make it a part of your daily routine. And it's almost like a second job, and you just have to weed through a lot of people to find a good guy. And I really have way too much to do right now in my life. And I just feel like it's a waste of time. And I'm just like, why can't I find somebody like around? You know what I'm saying? Like someone who's just pops up in my life, or somebody knows them and are a really good person. And yeah, like I thought I already had that, but that didn't work. So I don't know. I would prefer that. I would prefer to know somebody, or somebody knows them really well and they can vouch for them. So yeah. Dating is not even dating. It's like, I can't even like, number one, I can't even find a guy that I would be interested in dating. And then it's so funny because, you know, I don't think I'm picky, but I'm like, there's not that many guys that I would like physically be interested in or attracted to. It just, when I do, it just is like, whoa, that guy's cute. Awesome. So I don't know. Hopefully I have better news, but it's just not. And, you know, like a long time ago, like a while ago, I did like this update on one of my vlogs. I'll just put which one it was. But, you know, I said I need to kind of get my mind wrapped around that I may never get married. I may never have kids. And I am really unhappy with that. And I'm really uncomfortable with that. And it's super disappointing, but I have to like build a life for myself. And I have to earn money, more money than I'm making now, to be able to take care of myself and to, you know, be able to retire. And I have to think about all of that. And, you know, you have to think about that when you're younger before you hit your senior year. So I don't know, hitting 40, it just hits differently. And a lot of people just think that there's all the time in the world, but there's not. There's a certain cutoff for, you know, having children naturally. And that's what I would like. And, you know, And it gets harder, honestly. It gets harder the older that you are to find just nice, normal men. It's just the truth of the matter. It's just really, really difficult. And honestly, it's really difficult for Black women. I'm just going to say it out loud. I know that I've had a lot of issues with that. At least what I suspect is that, you know, there's guys that just have this blinder on, that they're just like, you know what, it's nice to mess around with the girl, but I can't take you home to my parents because they're not going to accept you. Crazy, but it is what it is.